Imagine a world where local culture is no longer an identity, but merely a product to be traded. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, today I would like to talk about a phenomenon that is becoming increasingly evident in the world of tourism, known as touristification. So, what is exactly touristification? I'm gonna explain that. But before I begin, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Anggun and I'm a student from Mataram University majoring in tourism. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to the Almighty God, of course, for His blessings, which allow us to participate in this competition. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that some of you may still be unfamiliar with the term touristification. What is exactly touristification? Simply, touristification is a process in which local cultural turn or transform into tourism community. The traditions that were once sacred are now performed as entertainment for tourists. And as a result, the original cultural values are at risk of being eroded, as they tend to kept or adapt more to market preferences rather than preserving their true meaning. On one hand, ladies and gentlemen, touristification can revive traditions that nearly extinct. But on the other hand, it also causes shift in meaning because culture is no longer passed down naturally but instead packaged for consumption. This leads to a blurred local identity and a loss of the authenticity. And moreover, ladies and gentlemen, touristification often goes hand in hand with gentrification, and which refers to the changes in the changes of the function of space, and residential areas are transformed into cafes, villas, accommodations, as seen in the rise of platforms like Airbnb, and consequently, local communities may be displaced due to rising living costs and the changes in the social environment. And also, in our country, in Bali, the phenomenon of touristification is very evident, even giving rise to the term McDonaldization of Bali, which only describes how local areas massively adapt to meet tourist demands. And not only that, sacred places such as temples are beginning to face pressure to become tourist attractions. And as a result, the line between the sacred and the commercial are increasingly becoming, blurred. So, ladies and gentlemen, from my explanation, we can conclude that touristification is a complex phenomenon because it brings economic growth, and yet at the same time it poses a threat to cultural authenticity and the layers of local communities. So therefore, as the younger generation, we must be wiser in developing and experiencing tourism. So let us maintain a balance between the economic growth and the cultural preservation. So yeah, that is all I want to say in these videos. I'm Anggun and I would like to say my sincere gratitude for all of you who's watching this and for your attention. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.